Hey you guys, welcome to your bi-weekly love reading. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the weeks of June 17th through the 30th, 2019. So I have already shuffled and cut the cards. Let's go ahead and begin here. I want to thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I ask that you all please continue to do so. Remember, these are general readings, so they may or may not resonate, but hopefully they give you some clarity. Also, if you guys want to reach me for a personal or private reading, you can email TemajTarot@gmail.com. That information is in the description box below. If you want to talk to me by phone, you can register at bill per call and request a call back within that 24-hour time frame. If I'm available within that time frame, I will give you a call back. Okay, so central issue, heart of the matter, we have the Nine of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ten of Wands, Knight of Cups, Two of Cups. Okay, so I feel that something's going on where when it comes to love, something's holding you back. I don't know if you have been in a dark space or your love interest, but someone has been in a dark space. And now there's this opportunity to start something new or to go into something serious. I think someone is afraid of commitment as well. Someone is afraid of that. Or there's some sort of lack of trust. Maybe someone is not fully trusting whether or not they can invest their time and energy into a person or a situation, especially if you've been burned in the past. You know, it's just like things didn't work out, which left you feeling disappointed and having to walk away from a situation. So it looks like something emotional has been going on. Maybe too, you've been in a space where you felt like, am I ever going to find anyone? Or am I ever going to find the one, the missing piece of the puzzle? And it does look like it's here. It's like you didn't notice it, but here it is. And so when it's in your face, when it's right in front of your face, you deny it, you fear it. But it does look like here you have that connection, like this is what you were looking for. You found it here. You were looking for it from the wrong direction. So while you were looking for it this way, it came this way, if that makes sense to you. So I do feel like you found whatever you were looking for, that missing piece of the puzzle, but you're afraid of it too. Or there's some sort of sadness. There might be some sort of fear of losing this person. I see there's a need for you to get out of your head because you're overthinking something. You might be trying not to have thoughts about a person. You're like, I don't want to think about them that way. I don't want to, I don't want to go there. I just want to stay here in my head. For others of you, this could be some form of manipulation where you're feeling pressured to do something that maybe you aren't ready for. Maybe you feel like you're not ready, but opportunities keep coming at you. It's like, I'm not ready for this, but here's that opportunity again. I didn't want to pay attention to it. I didn't want to notice it. Yeah, some of you are dealing with some sort of denial, I feel. There's an intense attraction. I'm just like looking at all this lava spilling out. There's heat. Something is very tempting. Someone is also trying to avoid the situation. Someone has been putting off or avoiding. Someone keeps making excuses of why they can't talk or why they can't be together. They're just making excuses. They're like, I'm too busy for love. I'm too busy for this situation. So I feel like someone is making excuses as to why they can't move forward. But I do see this as some sort of completion. internally, like within yourself, there is something that you need to overcome within, something about your will or going after your desires. You also may have a tendency of listening to other people's opinions that hold you back too. So it's like you want to do something, but the minute you tell other people what you're planning on doing, they discourage you, and then you're like, well, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or my intuition is wrong. But it's best for you to just listen to your own intuition. And this is you looking like you're getting ready to take on some sort of big responsibility. But at the same time, this is something that you're passionate about. Now, if this is a situation where your love interest is already in a relationship, this is usually them feeling like they have an obligation to the other person. It's like they want to be with you or move forward with you, but they're like, I'm obligated to this other relationship. Like, I can't. I've got to hold on. I've got to remain loyal. But if this is, something new, like a new relationship, I feel like someone is afraid to take on the responsibility because the person coming towards you may come with a lot of baggage, or it's just coming off as a heavy responsibility. Some of you may even be moving or relocating, but it's like you don't want to or you didn't want to. I also feel that if this is about someone trying to suppress what they're feeling, their desires, it's going to eventually break. It's like, okay, I can't hold on to this pretending like I don't care any longer. Like I have to express how I feel. I have to tell this person what I'm thinking or feeling. And so it's like when that pressure breaks, so when they succumb to it, here they are with their cup and they're opening up and they're sharing how they feel about you. They might be trying to prove to you that they're ready or that they're serious, or maybe you, if you're the pursuer, you are letting the person know that you are now ready for something serious, because it could have been commitment for whatever reason. So this is finally just kind of opening up and the two of you getting to know one another. It's like we can't hold back what we're feeling anymore. So there's this mutual feeling, and I do feel like these are soulmates. So you have found your soulmate, or you will be running into your soulmate. It also could be a situation too where I don't know why this is the second reading where I feel like whatever was holding someone back, it could have been jail or being under house arrest or some sort of restrictions, And now those restrictions are released. Maybe it even could have been some sort of paperwork, especially too if you're dealing with someone from another country. Maybe there was some sort of restrictions on why you guys couldn't meet up together. But I do feel like we go from here to here. We go from stress to relief here. Could be dealing with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now, I do see someone wanting to be fair, someone who wants to do the right thing. I also feel like sometimes this could be a situation where a Libra comes in between two people. Someone feels torn as well. There's a situation where someone is feeling torn or feeling pulled in two different directions. It's like, I need to do me. This is you really just having to think about yourself and look out for yourself, protect your feelings, look at something from a different perspective. It's like you have to think logically and with your heart. You have to use both in this situation. It's like I can't just follow my heart and I can't just follow my logic. Like I need to use both. I do feel like if you've been going back and forth, I do feel like eventually you're deciding to move forward. You do finally come to some sort of decision here. Yeah, I see a contract, a soul contract with somebody. You might not want to have this soul contract. Maybe it's someone you're like, oh, you know, why do I have to have a soul contract with this person? It's like, hey, it is what it is. You guys have a soul contract. On a mundane, I see this as, again, dealing with something legal or dealing with some sort of legalities here. Someone, you might be receiving some sort of gift. You might need to purchase a car. You might need to take your car to the shop. I'm getting something in regards to your car too. I don't know if some of you are thinking about suing. But sticking to love, I see someone entering a soul contract. You guys are really, I feel like there's a lot of negotiating going on. It's back and forth negotiation. Maybe both of you all are lawyers, or both of you are just very diplomatic. And you're trying to move forward in the best way possible to keep everybody happy. But I feel like you guys are like discussing details and talking about how things should go, how things should be. Let's address this, let's address that. How should this go and how should that go? You know, you guys are really putting some serious thought into this connection, especially if it's new. Let me look at this Three of Swords here. There is also some sort of possible mind games being played or manipulation. Someone may be pressuring you or guilt tripping you into doing something. The Three of Swords, it looks like your feelings could get hurt about something, especially if this is just a crush type situation. It may be that your crush, you find out that your crush is in a relationship, even though you have a connection with them. What the hell? There also may be some sort of breakup. I see somebody coming towards fighting for you. Someone is going to, it feels like they're coming to claim you. Make sure you set boundaries in a situation. If someone can't stick with your boundaries, then they don't deserve you. Because I feel like you're being fair. Both of you are really trying, but in a long run, I don't know, I just still feel like someone gets hurt. Now, it could be too that there's just a separation due to business. Or maybe you're in a long distance relationship and you guys get to visit each other, but then it's time to go. Or maybe you guys can't decide on, you know, maybe you want to move together, but you can't decide, like, well, do you move to my state or do you move to my state? And you guys are just like torn and can't come to a decision. Man, yeah, it's like being torn, being at a crossroad. I also see someone that's very guarded, someone who does not want their feelings hurt, or someone who hides their feelings, someone who does not say when their feelings are hurt. So there also could be some sort of poor communication skills going on in a relationship, because the other person might be wanting you to read their mind, and it's like, hey, you need to speak up sometimes. I can't always pick up on that body language. You guys are going to discuss working things out. You guys are trying to plan something. I also see someone planning something in secret. Either you are hiding something from your partner or they're hiding something from you. You guys can't agree on something. I'm seeing a situation where you guys are wanting to be together, but you can't decide how it's going to work. Maybe you guys come from two different backgrounds. Maybe your living situations are very different. There's something where you're trying to find a common ground. You're trying to compromise. You're trying to say, meet me halfway. You guys are sharing the same dream, but you can't figure out how to get to it. Maybe one person wants children and the other person doesn't. It's like, how do we deal with this? Is that a deal breaker? Maybe it's a matter of not wanting to be torn from a family. So if someone is like, yeah, I want to relocate, but you know, I have children and their children needs to see their father or their children needs to see their mother. You know, I don't want to uproot them and take them someplace else. And I do feel like maybe if this is a situation where you guys are trying to figure out a living situation, you guys are going to be at odds with one another. Sometimes you guys get closed, you guys clam up on one another. So try not to clam up on your partner. Try to learn how to, you know, talk about when something's bothering you or when you're hurting about something. Now this makes me just kind of want to look at the Eight of Swords really quickly. I think I'm getting jealousy too. You watch your flirtation, or especially if you're dealing with a Libra. Libras flirt a lot. They don't mean anything. It doesn't mean they're not loyal. But I think too what I'm getting is that someone is jealous because someone is a flirt, but I don't think they're cheating. The Eight of Swords to me is just kind of talking about either something that was seen on the internet, but they're not talking about it. Maybe they read something the wrong way. So if you're in a relationship and you were saying something to somebody else on the internet, I feel like your partner saw it and they're like, who was that? Why did they say that to them? That was unnecessary. But they're not talking about it. They just rather keep it bottled up inside. Yeah. So make sure that you... If your partner's acting distant, just ask them, like, what's wrong? Did I say something or is something bothering you? Like, we need to talk. And then the other thing I'm getting is that someone feels bound by their location if it's a matter of you guys trying to move in together and it's long distance. So it could be a difficult long distance situation going on. But I do feel like you guys are destined to be together, but you need to figure out how. All right, so, excuse me, hope that helps. Feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.